Welcome back to the SpatialNnachi GIS Series. In our previous class, we created our first GIS map in ArcMap and explored how to add and organize data layers. Today, we will take the map a step further by learning how to style it professionally using layers and symbology. By the end of this lesson, you would understand how to organize map layers, change colors, classify data, adjust transparency, and create maps that communicate information clearly and professionally. Let's begin. Let's begin by understanding layers properly. In GIS, every dataset is stored as a separate layer. Think of layer like transparent sheets stacked on top of one another. One layer might contain boundaries, another local government area, another road, rivers, population, or vegetation. When combined, these layers create a complete geographic picture. These are the regions in Nigeria: northwest, northeast, north central, southwest, southeast. These are local governments in Nigeria, and these are the states. By switching layers on and off, we control what appears on the map. Layer order matters in GIS. Layers placed at the top appear above layers placed below them. That's why if you click local government, you no longer see states, and if you click regions, you no longer see any of them. For example, if I place my Nigerian boundary below state polygon, it may disappear. If I move roads above polygons, they become visible. Correct layering improves map readability and interpretation. So it is very important when you want to um, import your map in the table of contents to take note of layers, because if you don't layer them appropriately, the one above will cover the one below. So ideally, your polygons are supposed to be put first before your line, before your point. I give you an example. Let me bring in a data set called road. You see, the road appears above all of them. But if the road was the first to be imported and then the polygon was above it, the polygon is going to cover it. That is what layering simply means. Meaningful layers names makes project easier to manage. For instance, instead of just naming it as shapefile 001, shapefile 002, naming it appropriately makes it easier for identification and improves workflow, especially in layer, especially in GIS projects, especially in whatever it is you're doing. Coordination, arrangement, lettering makes your work very good and understandable as well. Easy to interpret. Someone can just go into your workspace and understand what it is that you've labeled. So labeling is very important, and you can rename your feature even if you don't like the names by right clicking or double clicking on this um, place and typing the name that you actually need. It's very important. Symbology controls how map features look. This includes color, line thickness, fill pattern, symbols, transparency. Good symbology makes a map easy to understand instantly. Single symbol applies one style to every feature in the layer, just like we have here. This is a single symbol style. All the Nigerian regions are the same color, simple and clean for basic boundary display. Then we also have um, unique values symbology, which we will be looking at quickly by going to properties. And by the way, I right click to get to that particular space, my properties, and we go to symbols, symbology, And here we have um, unique value symbology. What it means, we go to region, always tick what exactly you want to deal with, and we add all value in region. And then we can come here and have different colors. Apply. Once you do this, this is what you get. And that is another way that symbols help differentiate different regions in a particular place. This helps us distinguish geographic classes visually. For instance, Northwest is in this color, Northeast another color, North Central, Southwest, South South, and Southeast. This makes map interpretation easier. We also have what we call graduated colors. That works very well in population. Now let us take another layer and explain it more. So in this layer, this is my local government layer. And in my local government layer, the attributes there includes population of both 1990 and 2000. Now, if I want to use a graduated color, I would want to understand the differences in population. And what graduated color does practically is I right click, go to properties, we come here and go to categories, um, quantities, graduated colors, right? And this is the color ramp, and we pick the value that we need. Population of 2000, right? And this is it. So this is how it's going to come out. Darker colors represent higher values, lighter colors represent lower values. Graduated color visualize numerical values. And if you apply it, this is what you have. So you have a map that tells you what you can't see, what is in the attributes. The darker shades represent high value. You can use your identify to check it out. Once you click this particular place, it tells you the local government, which is Bauchi in Bauchi State, and you have population 471,998 as of 2000, and as of 1990 we have 356,923. This is how you understand the map you make it. And I know some of you may ask, Lagos is actually big too. Now, why am I not seeing the colors? That is why you use zoom. So this is how you utilize this rule here to understand certain things. They can get you identified too. You click here and you see this is Ali Mosho local government in where Lagos State, and it has a population of 569,813 people as of 2000. And we have this lighter shade, which means lower population. And you can check it. This is Iwajowa in Oyo State, and the population is just 74,391 people. So these are how we represent features using graduated colors. Um, this allows us to quickly identify areas with higher population concentration just at a glance. Just at a glance. This is a key visualization technique in GIS. Now, I want us to modify our outline width. Boundary thickness affects map clarity. Thin lines improve subtle details. Thick lines emphasize administrative boundary. So I'm going to be using this map as an example. Let me bring it back to what it looked like. Categories. Oh, okay. Let me use region. Explain the outline boundary. So here it is. I double clicked this region, and what we have here is fill color, outline width, outline color. This is very important. If we want to change our outline width, if we can just change our outline width. Okay, let me go back to status code. Let me add another minute, please. Of state. I brought in another state so that I can use that for things I already worked on the other ones. I need to explain certain things. And we have local government here. Here. So, like I said, you can click the checkbox and click off the checkbox depending on what you're working on at time. So we have regions here. All right. Now, if we want to change our outlines, this is the region or this is the state. We can change our outline simply by clicking here, coming to fill color or outline width, putting it on 1 or 2, changing the color to red, right? And clicking OK. Now, this is red. This has shown you the boundaries in Nigeria. It is totally different. So if you click your local government, which is above, it has covered it totally. That is why transparency is also very important. So if you make this transparent, local government transparent, by right clicking, going to properties, coming to display, here's display here, and you put the transparency to 50%, you see that it's a little bit transparent. To now show you the different states and the total and different local governments within it. So these are the way we manipulate data in GIS, in ArcMap, just to make everything visually appealing. The boundary thickness affects map clarity. Now we know that red is the boundaries of the state and black is the boundaries of the local government. Um, we also have transparency, which is what I just explained to you now. This is very useful when overlaying population roads or imagery. Very practical for professional maps. Now, we have one very important aspect of map making, which is label styling. So, for instance, we want to utilize our state. I'll say our state now because local government have been trying. We utilize transparency for local government. So there is what we call label features. And once you label your feature, you realize that all the labels appear here. Now, labels should be readable but not overwhelming. Proper label placement improves professionalism. These labels, to an extent, is already visually appealing. But I would like to show you how to further edit your labels by changing one or two things. Let us go to symbol here. We realize that this is administrative name, which is what we are dealing with. Is Arial and is it. We can go further and check symbols, change it, make it bold, style it, and apply it. Then you realize that you have the clearer lettering or label for the state. But since the labeling is not what we are looking for, it's not supposed to overshadow the whole essence of the map. And we can just come back here and reduce it so that we have a proper, okay, let's put 10, 11, apply. Okay, let's use 10 to be visually appealing. So this is it. It looks presentable. That is how we label features, fonts, size, color, placement. That is advanced. Let me give you an instance now. You right click, you go to properties, you go to label, you see the label style. You can come here. These are the styles. Go to properties and see the styling, the symbol placement. You go to it. The placement properties, how it should be placed. Should it be center? Should it be above? On the line below? So these are the manipulations that you do in your ArcMap to get what you need, or to get a map that is um, professional, a map that is appealing to the eyes and is not noisy. So it is very important for you all to note that labels should be readable, but not overwhelming. Now we have symbol hierarchy. Not all map features should compete for attention. Important features should stand out. Supporting features should remain subtle. Example, state boundary, bold, like we have here. Um, Local government boundary, light gray, like we already have here. Um, Labels, moderate, like we also have here. This teaches visual hierarchy. Now, it's very important for us to take note of our legend control. I explained to you that we have the data view and the layout view. So for now, we have our map. This is a map of Nigeria, and I've just expressed how we can utilize the changing labels, boundary, making it visually appealing. We also have other maps here that we had already worked on, but because I'm trying to explain different things um, at the same time, I hope it doesn't confuse you. So we have what we call layout view here. Um, should I think I should show you guys something very important again. So there is another thing that happens. For instance, in this state that we have here, I want to work on only a state called Kaduna State. What I will do is to click on this, click the feature, that is select. This is select. Please select features. Select these features. I right click on it. Oh no, I go to file here and export map. Once I export the map, I title the map as no. I'm not exporting that particular map. There's something I want to teach you guys. Date, data, export data. It asks you select the feature, the selected feature that I want. This layer source, yes, and then the output is the very important output. So I'll put this as um, Kaduna, Kaduna shapefile, Kaduna shapefile, right? Save it. Then it brings Kaduna as a layer. Do you want these? Do you want to add the exported data to the map as a layer? I say yes. So now I have this as a layer. So that is how you can pick just a particular portion of the whole map, depending on what it is that you want to work with. So I'll be using Kaduna, for instance, now, and would embellish Kaduna. I would change Kaduna to be transparent. I put it Hulu. It's going to be transparent. The reason is because I want you to see the local government in Kaduna. In fact, let's go ahead and extract the local government in Kaduna so that we'll have not just only Kaduna but all the local governments in Kaduna as well. The way we can do that is by opening the attribute table, going to see the names, administrative. We can go down to Kaduna. You could use your query, but I just want to be fast because this video is already very long. Check for Kaduna. Where did Kaduna go to? Kaduna, yes, this is it. So I can just mark all the Kaduna here. I'm pressing Control while I'm clicking on all the Kaduna. These are the local governments in Kaduna State. And once I've done that, I can close here. I've selected all of them. I'll go to local government and I'll data, export data, and yes, I can now say Kaduna LGA, not underscore LGA. Yeah. Now we have, I cannot remove this local government because the local government is overwhelming already. So I just want a particular state and the local government. I can go ahead and remove this local government. Now I have Kaduna and Kaduna local government, Kaduna. Yes. So I've expressed how you can um, select a feature and export it and work on that particular feature that it is that you selected. So we'll go ahead and embellish this map. So we'll use, um, let's use Kaduna and change the width to, red as a state boundary. Then we use the black, the ash, as a local government boundary. This should suffice. Then we can go ahead and symbolize these using unique values, basically unique values of the administrative name, unique value, administrative name is something. Okay, so I think we'll just use name. Yes, this is the names. This is the names of the local government that I want to change. So let's just use this color and apply. Then here we go. Let's zoom to extend. So this is map of Kaduna. What can we do? We can also go ahead and label feature. These are all the local governments in Kaduna. Don't need to make it bold, just an example. Well, let's go ahead and make it bold so that you understand how to work on labels. So labels, I'll make it bold. Eight is okay. Let's use time new roman, make it 8. Yeah, make it bold. Like I'm visible. Okay. So yeah, so this is it. Now we go to um our layout view. This was the last map we worked on. Just delete this, delete this, delete this because I want to teach you how to professionally make a map now. So we won't be using any of the old data used. So we bring in the map. Yeah, it's a long routine on its own. The time that you spend, well, it depends on how well you want the map to come out. But it's time consuming. At the end of the day, if it's what you love, you wouldn't really see the time spent. So another thing I want to make us understand is that we can also change this to um, what do you call it, landscape, by changing the setup from here, change it to landscape, bring it down. So the map is not just portrait. So depending on the shape that your map carries, you can work with whatever shape you have. Now, this is a landscape format, and this is our map. So we go and quickly we start embellishing it. Before we embellish it, I want to make sure I have space for other marginal information. Yeah, right. So we start inserting. First, we insert our title, and that should be map of Kaduna. Map of map of Kaduna. Change the symbol here. Keep just the bold thumbs out. Like Kaduna. Make it bigger. Thing. With the space offset. Offset. Offset is how. But this is just what manipulation looks like. Map of that. Here we go. First thing we added. The next insert would be dynamic text. So I would like us to use, okay, when we put our grid, I'll do that. So we can use midline, place around all elements. And yes, that's what I want. The border, background, not necessarily, but let me show you what with the background looks like. So this is what with the background looks like. I don't need the background, so uh, I'll check the properties and I leave the color to apply. So this is what we have. Then we legend. I don't know local governments. Okay, let's look at local governments. I don't know. Yeah. We could go further to change most of these things, but let's get the border. Necessarily. So this is what we have. Our legend. And when you're reducing your map, always reduce it from the side, diagonally from the side, sorry, diagonally. This is what then we insert what you call not arrow. We've done that before. Choose any one of your choice. Bring it up here. Work it out. Right? And we insert scale bar. Scale bar use change it by checking the properties. Number of divisions. I think I just need 2 divisions. Number of subdivisions. 1 is okay. Adjust to kilometers. After bar is fine. Gap 5 points. Division 3 points. This is how the um, scale should appear. Yeah, apply. I'll see. So this is it. This is what I was looking for. Now we have a scale. Everything I'm doing here is what we call map embellishments. Kilometers. I can work on this again and change the adjust value kilometers after bar. That's fine. Numbers. The numbers should be divisions aligned to bottom of the bar. No, I want it to be above the bar. Thank you. No marks. Fine. So give me some marks. Just divisions. Okay. And kilometers. We make you bold. Yes. Bold, please. Thank you. So this is how to make professional map. Basically, the symbols also need them to be bold. Yeah. Commands. Bold frame. Yeah. Give us a frame. Just want everything to be in frame. Or sorry, no frame. No need. There. We put it. So you see, this is the difference of what. You see the difference between this and the one in the previous lecture. And mind you, none of these marginal information, as I can call them, because they are additional information of the map, is inside the main map. All of them need to be outside. So you manage your space and make them look really nice. Yeah, this is looking quite small now, but let me finish. Insert one more thing called scale text. Is the our scale can be represented with fractions or scale like we have here, or statement scale like 1 centimeter to 1 kilometer on ground. Now 1 centimeter on the map is the same to 10 kilometers on the ground, or 1 inch is the same on the map is the same as 83 feet, 3,000 feet on the ground. That is how we measure basically. So I want to quickly um, do a new scale, measured scale, vertical, thank you, labels only, and let's read, read and label, label only. Okay, let me use grid and label so that I can use this amount. The style that I want this color, but very light ash. Doesn't so fine. And properties next. Place the border around it. Place the border beside it. So this is it. So this is what we have. I think the other grid is still showing somewhere, so let me remove it. This ticket. Right, so we have only one. The reason why I'm putting this is because I want us to reference a map in our next class as the JPEG imported, because what we did right from the beginning of the class was to utilize shape files. I want us to convert the JPEG to a shape file, then digitize your reference basically. So that is the reason why I'm putting the grids inside. I would explain that better. So we've done this, we insert again, and then we have um, a picture. The reason for picture is just let me see if I can get one. Um, I have a picture in desktop. I have a picture somewhere in that. I have a picture of Nigeria. So let me see. We professional styling this. I've added this picture. This picture is called an inset map. So an inset map shows you the map from where the particular area of interest that we're working with came from. So on this map, we change a lot of things. I think properties. number of column counts for items. You can have two. So the reason why I did column counts two to accommodate other features I want to bring in. So this is an insert map. An insert map is the map that explains where the main map is coming from. So this is an insert map of Nigeria. Yeah. All right. So here we go. Okay. So the insert map, we can just go ahead and bring. If you right click on this tab, you get other things that you're looking for. In case they are not there, you don't see them. I wanted to draw, but drawing tools are already there. So I need to draw a straight line. So I'm going to be taking this from Kaduna somewhere here and pointing here, right? That is just what the insert map tells. That is coming from a map of Nigeria. That's where it's located. There, there you go. So right click on this, check on the properties, and change symbols. Do um, changes here. Arrow, right? Edit symbol. Yes, we need the arrow. Here. Line property width of the arrow. Templates. Line property. Okay, so let's if it gives us what we are looking for. No, it's the other way around. The other way around. Change symbol. Let's take this. So yeah, this is what the display simply looks like. And we need to insert again objects, dynamic text. We can use current time, current date, coordinate system, data frame, whatever it is. Let's put the coordinate system so that it's also available for everyone to see. Yeah, it's here. And just change the symbol to make it bold. Yes, it's a lot of work. Well, it needs to be said. Like I said, this is just for profession. So if you are really into making this, fine. Here you go. This is looking quite pronounced, so I wanted to reduce it a little. So yeah, right. Yeah, here you go. So we have virtually everything, and it's quite arranged. We have our scale, right? Scale should come down a little so that it doesn't clash with the grid, right? Um, this is our border line. This is map of Kaduna. Scale come a little bit down. Right? This is our coordinate system, the date tool, like I explained in the last class, WGS 1984. And here we have it. So the next thing we do is to export. File, export map, right? And Nigerian projects. That should do. And we save. And here you go. So, one thing you need to avoid: too many bright colors, overlapping labels, thick distracting outlines, poor contrast, unclear legend names. Good GIS map um, prioritizes clarity, so it is very important. Now, our map is no longer just a spatial data, it's now a professional communication tool. And this is it, just like we have. Let me go ahead and show you the outcome so that you have an idea what we just did. Desktop, um, so happy, right? And we have, where is it here? Nigerian map project. This is it. So we explained how to do all this to make a map look very professional. And that is all we need to learn in this particular session. So today we learned how to organize layers and style GIS data professionally using ArcMap. We explored um, layer management, symbology, unique values, graduated colors, transparency, labels, legends, professional styling, principles. These are essential skills every GIS analyst must master. In the next class, we'll explore coordinate systems and map projection, one of the very most important concepts for accurate mapping. If you have questions, drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. See you in the next class. Thank you.